Hey y'all, and welcome back to another reaction. And this reaction took me back to Meleah Davis, y'all. I thought about, you can't forget what happened to, the individuals that you do content on because you're human. But when it came to Meleah, just as any Meleah Davis, just like any other cases, the person who you living with, surrounding around you, be sometimes the person who tamper and do things to the individual. And in Meleah case, that was one of her when they was looking for Meleah the whole time. Derion, that the wife boyfriend, her husband, had tampered with and injured Meleah the whole time she was doing, and trying to look for him. Derion was helping her look for the missing girl who he did something to. So usually it'd be the person in the family. So it was her stepfather who did that to her. Now Derion Vence, if y'all can remember, he pleaded guilty to tampering with the corpse and injury to Meleah in the death, and was held 40 years in prison. Only 40 years, y'all. Derion Vence, the primary suspect the whole time in the connection to the death of Meleah Davis, had pleaded guilty to charges against him and sentenced to 40 in prison. At that time, just imagine he wasn't but 28. He was 28, a young man. And the whole time her mother was looking for him, he knew where she was when all of us were trying to write on her and keep up with her. But he pleaded guilty to tampering with her, corpse and injured her. Now back in December, he asked the judge to reduce his bond. Now, why would he ask the judge to reduce his bond? And he had them spending all this time looking for this baby, and he knew where the child was. Meleah's disappearance decapitated the nation, y'all. Y'all remember 2 years ago as the desperate search for this 4-year-old girl grew and question remained unanswered about what happened to her. We knew that the father not that's not her father. The boyfriend had to know something because he was there supposed to be keeping her. Vence, Meleah, and the girl's brother were all reported missing on May the 4th, 2019. Vence was dating Meleah's mother, Brittany Baldwin, at the time. Okay, her disappearance led to a number of searches for the little girl, and I can't tell you how many areas that was actually searched and how many times we got the helicopter up, said Tim Miller, with Texas equal search. Then there was a break in the case when a confession by Vence led investigators to Arkansas. What? Meleah remains was found on the side of the road, y'all, in rural Fulton in Arkansas on May 31st, 2019. This the year that I retired, so I never forget this. And this the month that I retired in May the 31st. I ain't lying, y'all. This is crazy. That's why I can't forget some things. Miller traveled with detectives to the scene by plane. They vividly remembers the emotional trip to the store to buy a container to bring Meleah home. I told them, wait a minute. Before you check out and went ahead and found a baby blanket to go ahead and put over this. We're not going to return to Houston in something wrapped in black. That was a very emotional then, and it is now. So we brought her back covered in a little baby blanket, said Miller. That was beautiful. Children are the most vulnerable members of our community. That's right. And young Meleah death is tragic, said Harris County District Attorney Kim Orr. We may never have all the answers in this case, and our thoughts are with her family. Meleah was being watched by Vence before the mother was out of state on a trip. Now, see, I wouldn't have left mine there with no stepdad, no way, not my girl. Vence eventually told police he had been attacked. Now, this here go to the lie that Vence said. Vence said he told the police he had been attacked by unknown men. Come on now. Now, y'all to mention, okay, think about this is what I want y'all to do, real deal. Think about all those cases that we are looking for people now. And look at what he did to this case, matching up with other cases of missing people. Now, Vince eventually told this is what like he told the police. He had been attacked by unknown men in a day earlier while on his way to the airport to pick up his girlfriend. That's Meleah's mom. He said he had the child with him at the time. Listen to the lie. Watch this. He said that when he woke up after the attack, Meleah was missing. Now, how many cases have covered that we hear the same thing? That somebody stole you, they beat you up, and the child was gone. This is what he said. So we need to put when we doing our research, we got to think, does this make sense? Like the two girls went missing, the two Bradley sisters. We're going to get to that later. But this story didn't match what was going on in the civilian video that which showed him leaving an apartment with only his son. See, he was caught on camera. And then had the nerve, Derion had the nerve to say he denied killing Meleah. Y'all remember this story? Additional videos show Vence leaving his apartment with a full garbage bag in a laundry basket, y'all. And you know, cute one but a little bit, little old pretty little baby, just little. A month after Meleah's disappearance, and Vence was arrested. Okay, denying that he killed her. But we know he the only one that had her. I ain't no killer, bro. That was Vence said, yeah. I love Meleah so much. I did for her more than her own parents. So why is you? I mean, here we go. Let's go. I never had a biological daughter. I would never do anything to hurt her, but you did. That's not me. Ask anyone who knows me, and they'll tell you I'm not that type of dude, and I was good with the kids. Now, y'all hear that? How many times have we heard in other cases that we cover that these people who saying that they didn't do anything and pleading innocent are the guilty ones? Okay, I never do anything to her. I wished I had a biological daughter, but you the one who did something to her. I did more for her than her own parents. You see what I mean? Houston community activist Cornell X provided the revelation from Meleah remains, saying that Vince told him the girl is dead and that her body was dumped off a road in Arkansas. According to Cornell Vence, admitting to him putting Meleah's body in a trash bag, like he said, what we saw, putting the bag in the trunk, and then driving to Hope, where he dumped the bag in a wooded area. Ain't that sad, y'all? Meanwhile, the mother issued the final statement on Thursday. There will never be enough justice for Meleah. This has been a long 2 years. It has been very traumatic for me and the family. This could never be my true closure for me. Before you still don't know what really happened. And I think that something he'll take with him to the grave. It's very upsetting and heartbreaking to know we may never know the truth. charges of injury to a child and tampering with a corpse do not feel like enough. The daughter was killed. Why? My daughter was killed. Why? Vence was sentenced to 40 years for intentionally injured to a child and 20 years for tampering with a corpse. So that's 80. He will serve the sentences concurrently, the district attorney office said. So he really got about like 80 years. This is so sad, y'all. But I thought about this because this is when I retired, and this is the month that I retired. So I'm gonna show y'all, share this video with y'all. Y'all enjoy the video, like, share, and subscribe. And your reaction matters to me, okay?
In the A-Leaf area to hand out flyers hoping to find 4-year-old Meleah Davis. There's been no sign of her since Friday when her stepfather claims they were kids' son.
Hold on, we go. Sorry about that. String up. Okay.
Go the next day in Sugarland. Houston police releasing new photos of the stepfather's car today, the one he says the kidnappers stole. Now, you've been asking us a lot of questions about Meleah. One of them is this: why did she have brain surgery a few months ago?
July 28, Meleah was back in the hospital for a cut to her forehead. Medical professionals reported she had blood just outside of her brain. Neither parent was able to tell doctors what could have caused it. Bowen said she was hurt after falling from a chair, but medical professionals said that would not have caused the serious internal injuries. Doctors reported they were concerned about abuse, but in the end, the court found they could not confirm whether or not those injuries were caused more. Child Protective Services has had temporary siblings replaced with a relative in
Hold up,
February.
yo. Sorry about that.
Custody of Meleah since August, but they confirmed she and her siblings were placed with a relative in February. The court ordered that Meleah's parents take a parent. So, a judge
They
revisited the
still
case
didn't
back.
take no classes. Y'all like, share, and subscribe, and tell me what you think. Real deal. Your reaction is very important to the content. Thank you.